Sri Lanka has been through a crisis, and you could say that we are now in the process of rebuilding towards a more resilient Sri Lanka, and this is the collective effort of us, the general public, the lawmakers of the country, and even the decision makers of the country. Now, the 29th National Law Conference is organized under the theme Building a Resilient Sri Lanka, and this serves as an opportunity for you and I, the general public, to enlighten ourselves on this topic and contribute towards building a more resilient Sri Lanka. Hello and welcome to News First exclusive with me, Jawad Abdin. And now to discuss this and much more with me, I have today Priyantha Alagiyawana, the chairman of the National Law Conference Committee, and also Charana Kananke Gamage, the co-convener of the National Law Conference Committee. Priyantha, I'm going to direct my first question to you now. Looking back, you're organizing the 29th National Law Conference this year. Over decades ago, you all launched the very first conference. What was the vision behind this at that time?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for inviting us for the studio. Yeah, well, the Bar Association, as you know, is the body who look after the interest of the lawyers, attorney at law, and the judicial system, rule of law. And our main aim when we started the National Law Conference some time ago, basically to educate our lawyers, general public, as well as the jurists regarding the law and what the law ought to be. And focus has always been on the policy considerations. It is the legislature who always enact the law, and it is through the court system law is implemented. So when the implementation of the law, there are some practical issues as well as the legal issues, and from time to time, according to the social need, there has to be solutions. The main focus of National Law Conference, being a national event, is to educate the legal community, inclusive of the judges, juries, as well as the legislature, what the law ought to be and what is our view regarding what is the law ought to be for the benefit of the general public. So that was the focus when we started some time ago also. Even in the present scenario, the same focus remain intact. And as we goes on, I will explain in this our National Law Conference this year also, we keep on the same focus and how we as a professional body can help the general public and the country, and by using the law as a tool. And our theme of this year, of course, building a resilient Sri Lanka.
Yes, now Priyantha, my next question is going to be on the theme building a resilient Sri Lanka. Why was this theme chosen this year? Why did you all think that this was the most relevant theme that can be selected for this year's national conference?
So as we know, we are going through a somewhat difficult time in the economic front, as a social and political arena also. There have been a lot of changes over the last few years, and so but we have shown as a nation that we are a very resilient country, and our people were determined to come up always when there is issue. So likewise, though we have going through a lot of things, still we are up and running, and we are basically we selected this theme as a professional body representing the legal community. We want to explore the manner the law can be used to help to rebuild the Sri Lanka. I mean, as lawyers, jurists, judges, what we should do to help the economic development of this country, and how we can carry forward this country. In this law conference of 2025, which we are conducting, also our celebrating our 50th year of the Bar Association, establishment of the Bar Association. So along with that, we thought it's fit and proper time for we as lawyers, and we'll get the juries and the judges and everybody on board to explore the manner as to how we can use the law as a tool to develop the country, to help the country move forward.
Yes, now Sharon, I'm going to come to you for the next question. Now, Priyantha spoke about what the vision was over decades ago when you all first initiated this conference. You are now in the 29th year. He also spoke on the theme for this year, building a resilient Sri Lanka. Now, this year's conference kicks off with the inauguration on the 24th. What can we look forward to on the inauguration?
Thank you for the question. The inauguration will commence on the 24th evening with it will start with the official speeches. Of course, this will take precedence with the participation of His Lordship the Chief Justice, Pradman Surasena. Of course, we will have a delegation from India, a group of senior advocates, and our keynote speaker, Justice Suryakant of India. Of course, our chief guest will be Minister of Justice Harsha Nanayakkara. In addition, I believe Mr. Nanak Aligaman as well as Mr. Rajiv Amarasuriya, President of the Bar Association, will be in attendance along with executive committee members of the bar. We will have invitees who are Supreme Court justices as well as justices of the Court of Appeal. The total number of delegates in participation will be around 300 delegates, which will be a cross-section of academia, legal practitioners within and outside the Colombo Bar. This will be an all-island event. We'll have participants from the corporate sector, from the professional community. So this will be a very interesting composition for the inauguration, which will set the tone for the rest of the conference, where the aspirations of the conference will be set out by the key speakers, and of course it will be followed by networking and dinner.
Yes, Charan. Now, Priyantha, I'm going to come back to you now. This is the 29th National Conference. You all are moving towards the 30th conference after this, so it's no easy task, a lot of expectations as well. So what are the key themes and what can we look out for this in this 29th conference that makes this stand out from the others?
Yeah, as I stated earlier, our main focus will be the economy. So based on that, we have sessions. We have 10 designated 10 sessions for with the help and participation of some brilliant judges and juries and academia. So we start with the session on the law and the economy. You will see we have Justice Kodagoda, Dr. Harshana Suryaperuma, Mr. Harsha Amarasuriya, President Council, and Mr. Deshaldi Mel, who is an economist, and Mr. Rajiv Amarasuriya, President of the Bar Association. So we have designated that session to see how the law and economy is interconnected, and we as lawyers, what we can do to improve the economy. What are the key areas we must look into? We are bringing, when it comes to the investment, whatever the inflow of money and the running the economy smoothly, what is the contributions? Even the judicial system, running the smooth judicial system will be very helpful to increase the confidence in the system by all the investors, etc. So first session will be in the economy. Then we have sessions on the commercial law. The commercial law sessions headed by Justice Samayavardhana, we are focusing as to how the existing commercial high court and the commercial law system can be refined in this country. And also then we move into the administrative law sessions and the constitutional sessions. So as well as the criminal justice session, land law sessions, and then followed by the environmental law sessions, intellectual property law sessions. Then of course on the final day we have sessions on this artificial intelligence, data protection, cyber security, and the digital roadmap for Sri Lanka. And of course then we have a session on the labor law, followed by the professional ethics. So when we designated all these sessions, we made sure that there will be, when it comes to the resource person, combinations of academia and the professionals from the practicing lawyers and the senior judges from the Supreme Court. Most of the sessions are headed by the senior judges from the Supreme Court, will be attended by the academia from the universities as well as the senior practitioners. Then it will be a nice blend of practical knowledge and the theoretical knowledge, and also this will be the forum to discuss the gaps of the law. So when it comes to the national event like this, we are more focused on discussing the issues at hand, and by identifying those issues, we try to explore giving the solution to those issues. That is the main aim of this national law conference. So in order to achieve that, we have a nice blend of speakers who are experienced, well recognized. I narrated few names to you. There will be more, about 50 resource persons from different sectors will be in attendance.
Yes, Priyanth, you spoke about how important this conference, how we are bringing in a blend of youth, the legal practitioners, and also senior legal figures in the country. It just shows how a legal system can help build a resilient Sri Lanka, just like your theme does. Now, at the same time, how important is this conference in addressing the need for continued legal education for legal practitioners in the country?
Yeah, we really thought about that. That's why, as a major session and the last sessions, we have set up sessions under the theme role of the lawyer in upholding the ethics and professional standard and the legal education. So for that sessions, we have Justice Arjun Obesekara, Prasanta Lal Dialis, President Council, Mr. Ali Sabri, President Council, and Mr. Jagat Vikramaga, President Council. And of course, the session will be moderated by Mr. Lasith Kanuanaraj. We selected this specific person since they were involved in this process when it comes to the ethics as well as the legal education. At a time there are certain, we are at a crossroad regarding certain matters, it is imperative we as lawyers so seriously think about what the legal education ought to be, or what is the direction we should move. So in order to address, we have got best in the business, so I hope that they will address these issues.
Yes, Priyanth, you spoke about the best in the business. Charana, in fact, I'm going to come to you for the next question. I was trying to pick out a few names from Priyanth, but almost all those names were quite highly respected figures in the country and very important people in the country as well. But in your view, like there are several sessions happening as well, what do you think are the most anticipated sessions in this conference and that will gain the attention of the audience?
Well, I think with reference to Priyanth as well, I think the session on legal education and legal ethics will also take precedence. At the same time, on day one, the first two sessions, the one on how we can improve Sri Lanka's resilience, as well as the session on Sri Lanka, how to develop the commercial law element, those will take the highlights on day one. I mean, because the panelists that are involved and the speaker profiles that are there. Apart from that, I'm expecting a lot of traction towards the session on AI cybersecurity data protection session, because that session will start with a keynote speech by His Lordship the Chief Justice, and of course Dr. Hans Vijay Surya is a panelist in this session along with key stakeholders as Asilawai Lankara, who I'm very sure is very frequently known around in this field of cybersecurity and AI law, as well as Dr. Obesekara, who is a specialist in data protection. Another session I think will take a lot of interest is in the labor law session, because at the moment there is interest to reform and revisit the labor law of this country. They are trying to do with some legal reform. So there will be some interesting conversations, discussions around the labor law session. So this is what I feel that would take a lot of significance, but eyes on day one for the first two sessions, as well as the day two for the two parallel sessions on AI legal education and ethics.
If I add a little bit,
sure.
So even in the commercial law sessions, the topic is optimizing the efficiency in the commercial litigation process. But when it comes to even the criminal law sessions, progressive development and significant transformation in the criminal justice system in Sri Lanka, focusing on the economic and social aspect. So even the criminal law, how it can be used as a tool to help our economy. In the commercial courts, of course, play very important role when it comes to the investors and also investing money and foreign direct investment, etc. They look at our court system and how the administration of justice is happening, how efficient our system, how quick and speedily they can resolve their issues. So we are looking at, through this conference, ways and means and optimizing even the existing system, and also of course making some possible suggestions to develop the system and close the gap in the existing law.
Charan, I'm going to come to you again for the next question. I know that we've been speaking about some respected figures in the country who will be attending this session as well, but I believe at the same time we also have a few speakers coming from overseas.
Yes.
Can you enlighten us on who these speakers will be and also the other key figures we can expect in this conference?
Of course, we are expecting a delegation from India. Apart from Justice Suryakant, we are expecting a group of senior advocates. Senior advocates, of course, are practitioners equivalent to President's Council in Sri Lanka, who are highly respected in their field. Now, if I am to go by session, I would just like to point out that there, in the commercial law session, there will be senior advocate Mr. Sandakrishnan from India. He is a respected practitioner in the field of commercial law. And in the constitutional law session, there will be senior advocate Mr. Prabhakaran. So he is expected to give in his input as a panelist. Apart from that, I could refer to in the AI data protection digital session, we have Justice Aruneshwar Gupta, who of course is very respected, almost 5 decades in the practice, and he is a well-known figure in the sports advocacy field as well. And on digital economy, he has made certain remarks and speeches. So these are some of the key figures from overseas who will be in attendance, apart from, of course, our keynote speaker. Yeah.
So we spoke about commercial law, labor law, and also even criminal law, but I just went through your agenda, and a topic that did grab my attention is, of course, this artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. You could even say that this is a totally separate industry in itself as well, but how important is this in this conference? In this perspective, how important is artificial and cybersecurity? Because some even go on to say that this is a double-edged sword. So this does have importance, I'm sure, in this perspective as well. So in this perspective, how is this important, Charana?
So if you look at how artificial intelligence has affected the lives of society, I mean, we talk of a position where you talk of AI as the next revolution in human civilization. With the development of AI, with language prompts tools that we have, you see a requirement for law to come in and regulate the processes. Otherwise, it could intervene in the lives of our community. It could have adverse impacts on citizens and persons' rights. Cybersecurity is also important from a security perspective, because you look at the very core of national security is important when you look at cybersecurity as well as personal security. So there has to be a frank discussion about the use of technology, how it can be beneficial to society, as well as means of regulating and control. So it's within this context that we actually discuss, we will take a discussion of this panel of the topic at hand, as well as the importance of data protection, how we intend to improve on the current legislation we have. So it will be a very interesting discussion at this particular session, because AI, if it keeps evolving as it is, it will have a significant impact even in the legal profession, because as far as I'm aware, in the Western Hemisphere, in legal firms and in other practices, AI is being used to improve the law, as well as it's also being used as a form of efficiency. And there have also been negative reactions. I mean, you had instances where AI technology has been used adversely in the legal profession. So these are things that we have to be mindful of, and it's also something that we have to take action against, have some form of regulation, a form of control, and have a discussion and see how what solutions we can arrive at, especially in Sri Lanka.
Definitely. Well, that is a very interesting topic in the conference as well. Now, Priyantha, I'm going to come back to you. Charana touched on this a little bit in terms of the labor law. Any recent legal reforms that this conference will address? If you could elaborate on that.
Yeah, there have been many. Law has undergone through many changes of late, starting from 2020. So when it comes to the labor law, environmental law, even commercial law, there have been many changes. There have been many judgments. I think we have some eminent panelists like Justice Samya Vardhana, Justice Janagdi Silla, Justice Ture Raja, who are directly involved in this process of delivering this judgment. They all are in attendance, are heading the sessions. According to our knowledge, they are ready to share the knowledge about those things. Quite apart from that, in the criminal law sessions, they are going to discuss about the recent legislation concerning these assets, etc. And that will be, apart from that, there will be several other sessions where they will discuss the overall amendment brought to the law recently and what is the scenario those amendments have created, and as to how we can move forward. For example, there have been many amendments to the Civil Procedure Code. Pre-trial conference has been introduced as a law to our system. So, in the session in the commercial high regarding the commercial law, the eminent panelists will speak about as to the effect of the pre-trial conference law has brought to our legal system, how it's working, what are the changes it need if any, how we should utilize these laws, and what are the loopholes in them, and how we can rectify will be discussed.
Yes, there we go. That is the most recent legal reforms that will be discussed during this conference, something I think we all can look out for as well. And just before we wrap this session up, Priyantha, I'll come to you first. Any closing remarks that you have?
So we as a professional body thought about the coexistence. The professionals cannot coexist, has to live in a society, and we have to serve the people, and we want to take the message to the general public that we as a professional body is committed to not only our development, professional law otherwise, but the development of the entire country. So law, as far as law is concerned, it play very important role in upholding the rights of the people and the rule of law. Without the rule of law, no country will move forward. So our focus is how we as lawyers can help to uphold the rule of law and also to help the country move forward. So if we do our job properly along with the general public, and country will move forward. So we are trying to give that push through this National Law Conference of 2025.
Thank you very much, Priyantha. And Charana, any closing remarks that you have?
Like with reference to what Priyantha said, it's about rebuilding Sri Lanka and about how as stakeholders the legal profession can play a role in economic development, raising our standard of living, and maybe our investment, commercial law, environment, and other related legal professions, subjects and fields into an area of development. So the conference is carried out on a yearly basis with the intent of improving the capacity of lawyers, bringing them into networking with other stakeholders as private sector, government, judiciary, into bringing something new to the table, having a discussion about it, creating new ideas. So this, I believe, is the way forward, and I believe this year's National Law Conference will also play a similar role. and what we do in Candy over this coming weekend will go a long way towards, it will lay a foundation towards improving Sri Lanka's standing in its economy, its overall holistic development in the months and years ahead. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Charana. Building a resilient Sri Lanka, this will be the theme for the National Law Conference happening on the 24th, 25th and 26th of October 2025, featuring a wide range of topics and prominent figures in the country. And today to discuss with me, I had with me once again Priyantha Alagiyawana, the chairman of the National Law Conference Committee, and Charana Kananke Gamage, the co-convener of the committee. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen.
Welcome.
And until I see you again with yet another News First exclusive, this is me, Joa Dabding, signing off. Goodbye.